Even with a high conversion rate, about 90% of your traffic will leave your landing page without converting the first time. But that doesn't mean they're gone for good. You just need the right strategy to re-engage them. So in this video, I'll show you how to set up a Google Display Retargeting campaign specifically for lead gen. That way you can bring those visitors back and turn that lost traffic into high quality leads. Hey everyone, it's Axel here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to build out a Google Display Retargeting campaign. So a display campaign is different from a search campaign. Instead of showing up as a search ad, which looks like this, they'll show up as banners and photos across different websites, and it'll look a little bit more something like this. So let's say you have a search campaign already built and you're generating some leads. It's important to know that a lot of the traffic coming into your landing page the first time will not submit the form that you want them to submit, and they'll leave the landing page instead. So today, I'll show you how to target that exact group of people who have been to your landing page before and did not convert the first time, place a display ad in front of them, and bring them back to the same landing page in hopes that they do convert the second time. So for today's example, I'll be building a display campaign which will be matching this, which is a search campaign targeting people who are looking for eyebrow and makeup services in Squamish, specifically where we're bringing them to this landing page. So the way I'm going to structure this is I'm going to have two different ad sets in my display campaign. One is going to target the people who are interested in eyebrow services, whereas the other one is going to be interested in makeup services. Match the right ad in front of the right person and target only the people who have been to my landing page before and direct them back to this landing page. So to get started, I'm going to click plus here. I'm going to click on new campaign, and then I'm going to click the objective, which is going to be leads for this because this is a lead gen campaign. And specifically here, I want to add a goal to submit lead forms, and I'm going to remove this, and I'm also going to remove this. I'm doing this that way the campaign only optimizes for this event right here, which is a submit lead form, since we're trying to generate leads here. So you don't want to optimize for anything else. I'm going to click on continue, and the campaign type we're going to have is a display campaign right here. And this is where it tells you to fill out your business website URL. I'm going to leave this blank because all it does is it just auto generates a bunch of headlines for you. I'm going to do this all manually because you just have more control when you do things this way. So I'm going to skip this part and click on continue. And then it asks me for the campaign name. So I'm just going to call this display retargeting campaign for eyebrow services and makeup. Click on continue, and I'm going to start a new campaign and not continue a draft. Next, it's going to ask me for the location I'm targeting. So I'm targeting people who are in the town of Squamish. What you want to do here, especially if you're a service-based business, is you want to pick the city or town that you're located in and where you want your customers to come from. Pick that town as your selected location for targeting, and then you want to make sure that you toggle on the presence only option. This is going to make sure that only the people who are in your selected area will be the ones seeing your ads. As for languages, I'm going to leave this on English. That's fine. Right here for EU political ads, this has nothing to do with that, so I'm just going to click on no, and I'm then going to click on next. Next, it's going to ask me for the budget of this campaign. So as a rule of thumb, never build a campaign like this if it's the only campaign you have in your account. You always want to have a search campaign already running that is targeting specifically new customers, where you have about 90% plus of your total budget allocated towards that already. For retargeting, I usually like to allocate about 10% of my budget towards a campaign like this. So for my search campaign, I'm currently spending $30 a day. So for this one, I'm going to set a budget of $3. That way it's about 10% of my total budget. And specifically, it's asking me here now, what do I want to optimize for? I want to optimize for conversions. And since this is a brand new campaign, I am not going to set a TCPA at the very start. I'm then going to click on next. I'm going to skip this targeting section right now, but we will be coming back to this once the campaign is already done. This is where we are going to be adding our retargeting audience, but more on that later. I'm going to click on next, and now it's going to ask me to start filling out my ad. So the first thing it asks is the final URL. So this is where are you bringing the traffic to if they click on the ad. I'm bringing them to this landing page. So I'm going to copy the URL and paste it right here. It then asks for your business name. This will probably auto-populate in your account. If it doesn't, just fill it out. For mine, it's already done right here. And then I'm going to scroll down and start selecting some images. This is going to be my first ad. I'm going to build it out so then it's targeting the people who are interested in makeup services. I'm then going to build my second ad later, which is going to target the eyebrow service people. But for now, I'm going to select my images for this specific type of service. So I can select a few from my asset library. I don't have that many on hand right now, but I would probably pick one of these, maybe this one right here, this one, and then in my asset library, I have a couple more. I have a photo of the business owner as well, and I can add this one right here as well. I just did that quickly, but make sure on your end that you are carefully selecting your images, that they are clear, they're high quality images, they show exactly what it is you're advertising, and most importantly, that they're relevant to what you're bringing the traffic to. I'm just gonna click save here, but make sure that you take your time on this step and carefully select the right photos. Then it's going to ask you for a business logo. Mine is already auto-filled, but what you're gonna wanna do here is you're gonna click on edit, and then you're gonna upload your logo, make sure it's cropped correctly, and then add it into your campaign. So that's already done for me. I don't have any videos on hand, but if you have any videos, I suggest you add those as well. And the process for that is the exact same as adding photos. You just want to upload them, crop them correctly. It'll probably ask you to crop the amount of time of the video you want to play, so just make sure that's correctly set as well. And from there, your video will be implemented into your campaign. But what I'm gonna focus now are my headlines. So I already have some headlines ready, but the main thing with the headlines is you just want them to be super relevant to who is seeing your ad and where you're bringing your traffic to. So for this case, I wanna make sure that my ads are relevant to people who are interested in a makeup service within Squamish. I have my headlines ready right here, so I'm just gonna start putting them in one by one. And so now I have my 5 headlines all done. The next thing it's asking me for is the long headline. So I'm gonna delete this auto-generated one from Google, and I'm just gonna take the one I wrote down and copy that and paste it into here. So now I have all 5 headlines. I used up every single headline I can possibly use, and I have my one long headline. The next thing I need now are my descriptions. So I have 3 of them ready right here. So I'm just gonna copy and paste those into here as well. And so that's all done now. So what I have is my display ad that's pretty much done. I have my photos, my logo, my final URL, my headlines, my descriptions, and my long headline. And so on the right, it'll show you a display of what your ads will potentially look like. On the different banners and places the ads may show up across Google's different networks. So you can kind of feel free to just scroll through that and give it a preview of what your ads might look like. But for now, I'm gonna scroll down. And before I click on next, we're not quite done here. What I wanna do is I wanna click on more options and specify what my call to action text is. This is the text that you can see right here that is on the button that someone clicks when they click on the ad. So if you don't do this part, what's going to happen is there's 15 different CTAs that Google can choose from, and it'll just automatically just randomly pick them for you. You don't want to do this at all. You want to manually pick this one because there's always a more relevant one to what you're doing for your business. So specifically for me, I'm going to click on this right here. And as you can see here, it's already on automated, which I don't want it to be on. I have a bunch of different options right here. For this landing page specifically, I'm not going just for a lead. I'm trying to get people to book an appointment with her. So for me, it makes sense to click on book now. If you're doing D2C and you're selling a product, you'll probably want to click on shop now. You can maybe have sign up as well. That could be a good use case for certain business models. And if you're not sure, learn more is often a good universal one that works for multiple different niches. So make sure you just pick the right one, and then make sure it's also set to the correct language. So mine is in English, so I'm just double checking here that that's correctly set. And so now our CTA is done. Click on next. And now it's just giving me an overview of what the campaign is going to look like. I'm just gonna scroll through this quickly, and it's gonna ask me to name the ad group I just created. So this is going to be my makeup ad group. So I'm just specifying that right there, and I'm gonna click on publish campaign. Now, when you publish the campaign, as a heads up, Google will always automatically turn on the campaign. So if you're not ready to run the ads just yet, make sure you go into your campaigns dashboard and turn it off, put it on pause, and then only turn it on when you're ready to turn it on. So what I'm gonna do right now is pause my campaign. So I'm gonna go on the left, click on campaigns right here. I can see that that campaign is toggled on, and I don't want that. And I'm gonna put that on pause now. That way it doesn't run until I'm fully done. So what we have now is a display campaign that shows ads for people who are specifically in Squamish and who are interested in makeup services. I still have 2 things to do left. I have to build out my second ad group, which is going to target the people who are interested in eyebrow services instead. And then once my 2 ad groups are done, I'm then going to build out a custom audience of people who have been to this landing page before and attach that audience to this campaign. That way, only people who have been to the landing page before are the people seeing these ads. But before I do that, if you like this video so far, feel free to subscribe and give me a like below. That way you're updated on all my future videos to come. Now, next thing we're gonna do is build a new ad set. So there's a quick way to do this. What you can do is you can click on your campaign right here. I'm gonna select this ad group. I'm gonna click edit. I'm gonna click copy. Then I'm gonna click close right there. I'm then gonna click paste, and I'm gonna select the campaign I'm building in, which is this one right here. Click on done and click on paste. And now I'm just gonna wait for that to finish. Right, so that's all done. So now we can see that I have my original ad set and then my duplicated ad set, which is called now Makeup 2. What I wanna do now is I wanna change this to eyebrows, because this will be the ad set that is targeting specifically people who are interested in eyebrow services. I'm then going to click on this and click on it again, and then it's gonna pull up the ad right here, which I now want to edit. So I'm gonna click that pencil icon. I'm doing it this way because it's just quicker than building a second one from scratch. What I'm gonna do here now is it's asking me for my final URL. I'm actually bringing people to the same landing page in this example, so I'm actually not gonna change my URL. But if you have, let's say, 3 different services you're promoting and you have 3 different landing pages, one for each one, make sure you update your final URL. That way you're bringing the traffic to the right place. But for my case, I don't have to do that. Same thing for the business name. I don't have to change that. My images, I do want to update that, and specifically pick images that are a little bit more relevant to an eyebrow service as opposed to a makeup service. So these are less relevant. These ones are less relevant here. This one has to do with eyebrows, so I can leave that right there. That's more of a makeup one, and that's more of an eyelash one, so I can remove those. And then I can select this one instead, I can select this one, and I can select this one. Again, I did this super quickly. Take your time with the photos. Make sure you're selecting only relevant ones and making sure that they are well cropped and that they're high quality to start with. Next is the logo. This is already auto-populated, so I don't have to do this. If you did this exactly the way I did it, you won't have to add your logo the second time either, because it would have also been duplicated from your original ad set. Next are videos. Like I said, I don't have videos on hand, but if you have any videos, make sure you add those. And next are my headlines. So now I want to write some headlines which are specifically targeting people who are interested in an eyebrow service, not a makeup service. What I want to do is go into my headlines, which are already written down, and start copying those and pasting them into these right here. That way I'm swapping my makeup headlines for eyebrow headlines. That way it just makes the ad a bit more relevant. All right, so now all my headlines are done. I just want to paste my long headline now, which is right here. And next I want to do my descriptions, which are here, and that's all done. So now I have all my headlines, my long headline, and my images, which are specifically relevant to an eyebrow service and not a makeup service. So our ad is nearly done. I just want to scroll down now and double check that my call to action text is still the one I selected. Sometimes Google can lag on you a little bit here, so make sure that you double check that this does not say automated and it says the one you want it to say. But that looks all good for now, and the English language is perfect. So I'm now going to click save. And so what I have now is, if I go back to my campaign view right here, is I have a display campaign that has two different ad groups, one for eyebrows and one for makeup. And each ad group has a specific ad with relevant headlines, long headlines, descriptions, and photos, and a final URL that is relevant to that group of people. We're nearly done here. Since this is a retargeting campaign, the only thing I have to do now is make sure that the only people who are seeing these ads are people who have been to the landing page before. If I don't do this part, anyone in Squamish will be able to see these ads, but I want to make sure that only people who have been here before can see these ads. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go on the left right here. I'm going to scroll down and go to tools, go to shared library, and click on audience manager. And then going to build out a custom audience specifically for website visitors right here. I'm going to call this makeup eyebrow landing page viewers 180 days, because I'm going to build a custom audience of people who have been to this landing page in the past 6 months. Next, what I want to do is I want to select visitors of web pages, anyone who's visited a web page in the past 180 days, and I'm going to refine this action and make sure that the page URL includes this, which is essentially the final URL for this. So what I just did here is I built a custom audience of people who have been to this specific page right here in the past 180 days. I like to pick 180 because it's a good middle ground between people who have somewhat recently been to your landing page before while keeping the audience size bigger. If I were to bring this down to, let's say, 10 days, that makes it a lot more relevant because it's only showing ads to people who have very recently been to my landing page. However, a lot more people have been to the landing page in the past 180 days versus 10 days. And so the more I increase this number, the bigger my audience and the bigger the amount of people who can see the ad are in the first place. I tend to find that 6 months is a good middle ground between a decent audience size and a relevant time frame since the last time they came to the website. I'm then going to click on create segment, and that custom audience is now done. The only thing we have to do now is attach this audience to my campaign. That way only these people right here can see my ads. So what I want to do is I want to click on this right here, click on add to, and click on ad groups. I'm then going to select my display retargeting campaign I just built, and I'm going to select both my ad groups, click on next. This part is super important. You want to make sure it's set to targeting. Having it set to targeting is going to ensure that Google only shows ads to people in this custom audience that you built, not people who are similar to the custom audience that you built. So make sure that you toggle that on and click on add audience segments. And now we're just going to wait for that to happen. Okay, so now Google just prompted me that that's been added to my campaign. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into my campaign and just double check that that step was actually done correctly. So I'm going to go into my campaigns right here, click here. I'm going to drop down and select my campaign that I just built. I'm then going to go on the left right here, click on audiences, keywords, and content, and click on audiences. I'm then going to, under my audience segments, click show table right here, and I can see that my audience segment for my landing page visitors in the past 180 days has been added to this ad group and this ad group, meaning that we're all done. And so now our campaign is all done. You should now have a campaign that does two different things. Number one, the campaign should place a relevant ad in front of the right person depending on which service they're interested in. And number two, it should show your ads only to people who have been to your landing page before. That way now what you should have is you should have a search campaign which is focused on getting new customers, and you have a display campaign which retargets your customers who have been to your landing page before. That way you essentially capture that extra lost traffic that otherwise would have maybe not converted the first time that they came to your website. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you're able to build one of these on your own. If you're having any issues doing so and you'd like me to build a campaign for you or just manage your ads for you, feel free to book a call with me using the link in the description below. That way we can have a chat. And apart from that, if you have any questions on what I did today, feel free to drop that in the comments as well. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you on the next one.